We've done simplifying and multiplying, so the other related thing right now is division. So let's just make sure we remember how to divide fractions. And how do we divide fractions? Keep, change, flip. Yeah, okay, so then what does that mean though?
You keep the first fraction, change it to multiplication, and then you use a reciprocal of second fraction.
Okay, and so then you just multiply. Now it's just a multiplication problem. So then this one ends up being 16 over 21. And of course you should reduce as far as you can. This one doesn't. So there it is. So barely anything new on this, right? It's just doing multiplication as long as you flip the second problem. Is that okay? So all the rules are the same, right? I would do this part first so you don't forget about it. I mean, you're welcome to factor at the very beginning, but you got to remember to flip the other one. All right, so I would do the flipping first. That way you don't forget about it. Otherwise, it's a super easy thing here. So then I'm just going to rewrite the first one. We're multiplying now, and I'm going to flip the second one. And now you got to choose your own way to do this. I mean, you can start canceling now. I would just be careful because when you're canceling now, you're kind of scribbling things out. As long as you're paying attention, that's an okay way to do it. Or you could just multiply straight across. And so if you did it that way, it would be, it'd be 30 x to the fifth y cubed over 20 x squared y squared. And then you just simplify from there. So it's really up to you on which way you want to do it. Which way would you guys like to go? You want to cancel the stuff on the left, or you just want to simplify the things on the right? Simplify the right on the right. All right, so then 30 over 20 simplifies to what? 3 over 2. X to the fifth over x squared. X to the third, and that's in the numerator, right? You cancel 2 in the denominator, 2 in the numerator. What about the y's? Is there anything else we can do? All right, there you go. All right, so it is division. I would flip it first because that way you don't forget about it. I gotta write small, try to fit it all in. Okay, so then now we're just factoring. So what about the numerator of the first fraction? Yeah, right, so 2 times -1 is -1. No, it isn't. It's -2. Factors of -2 that I had to give you +1 are... Factors of -2 that I had to give you +1 are... Well, that would give you -1, so it would be 2 and -1, right? Okay, so plus 2x minus x minus 1. Take a 2x out here, and you're left with x plus 1. Take a... Oh, shoot. Jeez. Crisis averted. X plus 1. Technology. There was a time where I would actually have to physically erase that. And obviously I am in a low calorie burning mood. All right, so this first one factors into x plus 1, 2x minus 1. 2 minus x, okay. And then what about the next numerator? All right, 1 times 6 is 6. Factors of 6 add to give you negative 5 are? I don't know. Yeah, because they have to multiply to give you positive 6. Right? Careful on those multiples of 6. What about the denominator there? All right, so then take out an x and you're left with? Okay, so now what? All right. Okay, so are those things the same? They're not the same, but what are they? Because opposite terms have opposite signs, so we can make them the same by doing what? It has to be factoring in some way. So right, like this is a positive 2, and that's a negative 2. This is a negative x, and that's a positive x. So their signs are just different. So then we got to do it by factoring. What can we factor out of one of them? Negative. Okay, so then this one can be rewritten as negative 1 x minus 2. Okay, and so if you ever see this situation where, everything had the biggest term, like the term with the biggest degree first, all the way around, except for this one. I mean, that's going to be pretty much a big hint for you that you're probably going to have to deal with this at some point. And so you could just do it right away. We could have done it right away and said this is a negative x minus 2 right here. But look out for those kinds of things. And so then what else can cancel then? But not the negative 1. Okay, so then what's the final thing here then?
Plus 1 x minus 3 over negative 1 x.
Is that okay with everybody? All right.